Hi, my name is Fred McCrary. I'm here today to speak on a nonverbal communication entitled Kinesics. Kinesics was first discovered back in 1952 by a Mr. Raymond Birdswell. In his definition as kinesics, he used it as a study of body movements, gestures, facial expressions, posture, and stance as a means of communication. As we all know, a lot of times you use verbal and both nonverbal forms of communication to convey one's opinions, gestures, and thoughts. Okay, first of all, I'd like to start with gestures. Okay, gestures is the commonly movement of body parts. Okay, that is actually used to convey your message, to re-emphasize a point or whatever. Your posture is one of the items that is kind of hard to discuss here, because a lot of times the individual finds himself focused on standing behind at a podium. Okay, as a public speaker, you have to actually reach out to your audience, which means that you actually have to approach them from time to time to convey your point, reach out to look for their nonverbal feedback towards you as well. The stance is something that you just pretty much have to not limit yourself to being a statue or whatever. You have to have vibrant movement in your body to allow them to know that, hey, you are part of the message that you're trying to deliver to them. Another important issue is the facial expressions. Facial expressions, I feel as though, is one of the most important form of verbal and nonverbal feedback. You can actually see when an individual is either upset, or you can feel as though they're enthused by what you're saying. That could be a smile or a frown. Okay, as we all know, if someone's smiling, they're happy with what you're saying. If they're frowning, it's something that they're disagreeing with. So those are one of the major, I guess you could say, nonverbal types of communication that's out there in today's society. You can look at that as far as also a thumbs up, or someone pointing their finger at you. Someone gives you a thumbs up. That allows you to know that, hey, you've done a great job. You look at professional athletes, after a great play or whatever, you will see the teammate will give him a point at his finger and say, hey, way to go, great job. These are things here that actually allow the individual to know that, hey, what I have done was something that is thrilling, exciting to that individual. As a kid, if you go back to think about it, our parents, they were always using both verbal and nonverbal. Okay, and most of the times the nonverbal actually gained your attention more so than the actual verbal communication. I know personally, as a kid growing up, my mother and father could actually give me a look. Okay, I automatically knew what that look meant. Either you do what you're supposed to do, or else there's something that's coming that's going to really get a verbal reaction of you, because it was always normally a spanking that followed the nonverbal. So hopefully what I provided to you is kind of helpful to help you understand that there is two different types of communication. Both can be effective if used properly. The verbal being the way that you actually convey your verbal message to them. The nonverbal could actually be you actually gaining that person's attention by using hand gestures, movements of your body to gain and sustain their attention during their presentation. Are there any questions?
Of all the forms of gestures, which gesture do you think has the most impact?
Like I said earlier, I think the facial expressions has to be one of the more, because the person doesn't really have to say anything, but you automatically can read that person's thoughts through his facial expressions. If there's a smile, once again, it's something that you've done that he or she is pleased with. If there's a frown, it's basically saying, uh-oh, I've kind of messed up on this one. So I would have to say it's one of the facial gestures that has to be one of the most important.
I've been told that I shouldn't cross my arms when I speak because it can give the impression that I'm uninterested. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Crossing your arms, I guess you could say, would lead kind of mixed emotions to your audience. Okay, but I would have to agree with you, because it's pretty much a word of silence, but unspokenly, for someone to literally cross their arms. It basically is like you have nothing else to say, or what do you think about what I just said? Do you have any more questions? If not, thank you very much. Bye.